really like future.
Very different, I think.
Very first impression was it was the fastest, maybe 90 seconds.
I was thinking very well about Korea. I actually have a friend in Korea that the people were...
I've seen a lot of people here, they seem quite like but in like other countries people just...
All of my expectations were all...
I think Korea is perfect, it's a perfect country, but you need to...
And now that I'm here, there's so much changes.
A impressão que eu tive ao chegar aqui na Coreia foi...
So we are teachers in Japan. So this is our first time coming from Japan to Korea, and the energy is very different, I think. Everything from the architecture to the style of the people feels very, very new to me. I like it so far. I think I'm not a fashion expert, but the Korean fashion feels very different from Japanese fashion, I think.
I think Korea seems a lot more stylish. Like I've seen a lot of people here, they seem quite focused on like how nice they look, and they all do look very nice. Like you have your style going on, you look cool. Yeah, but in like other countries people just, I mean like you look at us, we're just dressed very casually. But people here look like they're ready to show people, you know, I'm cool sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's very fashionable, stylish and clean too.
My first impression was that people are very kind, they help to us, also you, because we at first here and we mostly don't know more of this, and this country is very really good in future. It's really unusual place, really like future. I agree with my friends, because we don't have some things like this really large television or something else in Belarus. It looks also just like future.
So far, people have been super helpful when we're trying to get around in the airport, telling us where we need to be, or if we're having issues charging a card, they'll help us out.
Definitely the very first impression was it was the fastest disembarking from a plane that I've ever seen. Maybe 90 seconds. We were all saying, these guys getting up way too quick, the door's open, we're leaving. So a very efficient, I think, first impression. And also, I would agree, very, very helpful people. We've gotten on very well. It has a similar vibe to Japan that we've just come from. Kind of things are orderly, things are running very well. Everyone's willing to help and very friendly. So it's a welcome atmosphere.
I only have been on the airport. We just arrived minutes ago. I think my impression is better than my expectations. I was thinking very well about Korea. I actually have a friend in Korea that the people was more serious maybe, but I think the people are very kind, very sweet and polite. All is very clean, very beautiful. The airport is very technologic. I know that Korea is very technologic and big. People like you, very kind, very friendly. Thank you very much. Very nice.
It was super clean when we landed. Everything was super efficient. I feel like when we're at like San Diego's airport, it takes forever to do anything, and everything here moves so fast. Everyone walks really fast too.
Well, and everything is so cute. I was really excited about getting one of these. Everything's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, public transport is better everywhere outside of California. So
no, I wouldn't say anything bad. It was hard to find the train station.
That hard. Germany was worse. Germany was much harder.
A primeira impressão ela foi bastante positiva, principalmente porque na imigração, com a tecnologia, eles conseguiram falar em português comigo. Isso foi bem positivo para mim.
A minha primeira impressão que eu tive ao chegar aqui na Coreia foi a educação dos coreanos e a recepção.
People here are very kind, and here it's all very well organized, and it's very simple to find the direction to go to the train. We changed the money to charge the T-money, and then we bought the train tickets to the city.
It was easy. Everything
Yes.
well organized, people are kind. This is just our first impression.
Yes.
Lo primero que pensé de Corea es que es una ciudad grande y me gustó mucho.
I love Korea because of its people, its food, its culture, traditions, the places. It's technologically amazing. I really love everything about Korea. I think Korea is perfect. It's a perfect country, but especially people.
My impression was over more than what I expected. I was so excited to taste authentic food. It was delicious. The people are very friendly, very helpful.
We enjoyed that.
My expectations have been more than exceeded.
Same here. I felt that the people were beautiful here, very welcoming, and we were able to navigate our way around because the people helped us. Just that it was cold. I'm from Florida. It's really hot hot in Florida, you know. And so I brought a coat, so I'm okay. It was just, we had a wonderful time here.
I've been to Korea like 10 years ago or 15 years ago as a teenager, and now that I'm here, there's so much changes. Everything is so seamless. It's so easy to get around. Information is very clear. And see, I just got my pass, and yeah, I'm excited because I'm alone now. Yeah, so easy to get to places, and everyone is very helpful and friendly so far.
La verdad que es muy distinto, nosotros somos de Latinoamérica, país América del Sur, Argentina, y es muy distinto, o sea, acá son muchísimas personas, se nota muy limpio, muy seguro y estamos rodeados de tecnología.
My impressions is that everything is so clean and everybody is just so nice and friendly. Everything's organized. Yeah, nothing uncomfortable yet.
I have to say that people here are so nice. They're so friendly and gladly will help you with anything you need. It feels like kind of clean all over. I just like that.
I've been watching Korean dramas ever since I was a teenager. So I've been dreaming about going to Korea. And ever since my first impression while watching Korean TVs was that everything's amazing. Like from the food, restaurants, and all of my expectations were all true when I came here. It's my first time now. Just like what I thought, everything's amazing. The people are so kind, welcoming. The food, amazing food. We had Korean barbecue last night. And your products from Korean skincare. Yeah, so I've been really enjoying Korea so far. Everything's true, everything's amazing. My expectations were met. Yeah, so I'm really excited to explore Korea more.
I was really happy. I've been in Korea because I wanted to see BTS. So I've seen everything on K-drama and also on YouTube and TikTok. And so I was really happy. The people were really nice to me. It was difficult for me to take my ticket, so I had to ask. And also I put my earrings and I started to listen to Spring Day from BTS to be in the mood of Korea.
I think Korea is perfect. It's a perfect country, but you need to accept credit card for public transportation because this is so difficult for us. We need to change it first to American dollars and after to Korean money. That's the only thing I don't like about, in general, Asia, not only Korea.